Laura, good morning.
Good evening.
That's true because we are right now
In different
in
zones.
different time zones and half the world apart.
Yes.
But nevertheless, it doesn't prevent us from discussing a very dear topic for both of us.
Yes.
That is Neurographica.
Yes.
And I would like to start by congratulating you on completing your instructor's course.
Thank you very much.
And I'd like to also mention that you are part of the pioneering cohort, the first cohort that was taught in English. That makes it very special.
Yes.
Let's talk about it. Why don't you introduce yourself first? So tell us where you are right now. Any interesting details of your life journey? How many languages do you speak? Let's start with that.
Okay, thank you, Anna, for this opportunity. I'm very proud to be one of the first English training instructors. My native language is Mandarin. I'm a Chinese living in Taiwan. So my native language is Mandarin, and I study English, and I think that's all. I only speak 2 languages. So, so actually, first of all, I signed up the Russian group, but I found that it's too difficult for me to learn the instructor course through Russian languages. Even I bought the translator, but it doesn't work. So I'm so lucky to can have the English training. So I myself live in Taiwan, northern part. So my background, I am a psychology consultant, level 2. I obtained the diploma in China. So that means I can open my studio in China. Yeah. And my parents came from China. So I'm the 2nd generation in Taiwan. And I have 2 daughters, and they live in United States. Yeah, one is in Burlingame, California, northern part of California. One lives in Hawaii. So it's my pleasure.
Hawaii? Yeah.
Yeah, my pleasure is to visiting them. Yeah.
So, which island in Hawaii is she in?
Oahu.
Okay.
Oahu, Honolulu. Yeah. She's taking her doctor degrees in Hawaii University right now. Yeah. So both of them married. So I'm just free to stay in Taiwan with my husband. And I myself now is a soul collage facilitator and the trainer. So I'm the first Mandarin speaking trainer in the world. Well, in the future, there will be more Mandarin speaking trainer, but back to 2016, I was invited to be the Mandarin speaking trainer. I also teach pastel arts. So this belongs to Japanese system. It's a kind of a training too. So I can certify people to become the pastel teachers. And so Neurographica for me is a new adventure. Since I love psychology and drawing arts related, so when I encounter Neurographica, I say, wow, this is it. I love it, which I can draw. Then I can have some insights of myself. So it's a bingo for me. So finally, I wait for the right subject to study. Yeah. So that's my brief introduction of myself.
Wow. Amazing. So the bingo, the world
Bingo.
have come together for you.
Yes, finally.
Well, congratulations on that too, because I can relate. When it feels that the pieces of the puzzle have come,
Right.
and you can see the world from like a whole new heights in the depth at the same time, right? Well, tell me what you're gonna do with that now.
Okay.
Now that the world had come together like a beautiful
Yes.
disco ball, right? Neurographica
Yes.
is about developing imagination and thinking
Right.
big.
I think it's meant to be for me, for my life, that I study arts, I study psychology, and then I came to, for me, I'm 63 years old this year. So for me, it's a kind of, I consolidate all the knowledge together that I can contribute to my society. So my purpose to learn Neurographica is to bring this method to our people who speak only Mandarin. Yeah, because it's difficult for most of us to speak Russian or English. So it needs some people like me. I can transfer the knowledge and the teaching
Hard
skill
for me to
too.
speak Mandarin. I tried, so maybe that's the bridge finally.
Right. So that's my long-term wishes, that we can introduce the whole system into Chinese world. Yeah. So this for me is just a new beginning of the Southern Smiles journey. So right now, I just keep teaching regularly of the basic user courses, so that I can have more people who were interested in Neurographica and get benefits from it. Yeah.
And I just had a spark moment, and I imagine your class live, and you have like 1,000 students in the room.
Oh, thank you so much.
I think it's
I
possible.
try to do that, yeah. But I'm very lucky because I used to have some students in arts-related field, like Zentangle, like pastel arts, and so collage. So most of them have some interest in psychology. So when I introduce Neurographica, many students have the interest to try it. So the first class for me is to have 16 students. So I feel very lucky. And right now I have like maybe over 50 students. They have learned basic user courses. And some of them are looking forward to the advanced, the second algorithm. But I'm preparing, right? Since we just get a certification, and I have to thank the Institute who provides us the second opportunity to participate this year's new courses. So I can recap and review all I have learned last year. And this year I watched a video with the new students so that I can review and refresh my knowledge so that I can teach basic user courses better. So very thanks to Institute to offer this opportunity.
Let's talk about your favorites. I'd like to ask you about your favorite algorithms or maybe drawings that became very dear to your heart because something happened during the process.
Yes. For me, it's like a magic. In my third classes of a basic user courses, I deal with the shapes, just ARL shapes. And I deal with some relationship issue and I feel of some guilt in my heart, deep heart. But during the third class, all of a sudden, I heard a sound happening in my upper lower back, like a boom. It's like the tendon just release. So it's a burst. So I was scared about this, but I feel so happy about that because it hurts a long time and bothered me for many, many months or years. But all of a sudden, this pain just gone, all of a sudden. So I feel very, very surprised about the effect. So I went to the Chinese doctor. I asked him what kind of situation I encountered. So this I released my previous pain. And the doctor mentioned that no matter what you have done at that time, this is a good sign for you. It's good for your health. So you can keep doing what you have done for that. Because the doctor didn't know that I'm drawing Neurographica. So, so I think this is a very good hint for me that, oh, emotions affect my body health. So once I just take care of the emotion issue, then it will affect my body health. So this impressed me a lot. So make me make a big decision to join the instructor course. So this is for me is an amazing experience that Neurographica can help to deal with my health issue. So it's not only the body, but also your mind and your soul. So it's very amazing. The third time, only draw 3 times that it solved a long-term issue. Is that the magic? Yeah. So this is a wonderful experience for me. Then during the instructor courses, one of my favorite algorithm is Neuromandala. Mandala, I love mandala, yeah, because I draw mandala before. But Neuromandala, the thing of the Neuromandala, especially in the 7th generation ancestor, in this algorithm, I just very touched to have a lot of tears while drawing the Neuromandala. And that is because Civil War, in Chinese Civil War, my parents didn't bring any photos of their parents or family. So that means I never have the chance to see my grandparents' photo, not only in person, but also only a photo. I cannot see any photo of my ancestors' faces. So, but when I draw the Neuromandala, when I draw the little circle, each circle represents one of my ancestors, all of a sudden I feel that I can see them, I can feel them. Because it's a miracle. It's a miracle for me to be a person right now because of their contribution. So in our back, there are so many ancestors to support us. So I feel very touched. And even I drew this twice and have a lot of tears. Yeah. So I think Neuromandala is one of my favorite algorithms. Especially the 7th generation ancestor one.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that story. And, wow. I'm curious how you take notes. So when you do drawings, how do you capture reflections? Do you handwrite? Do you type? What language do you do it in? What's the connection?
All right. And I use both English and Mandarin mixed because in 2 minutes of free writing, you just bring up any words you can think of. And sometimes English is quite easier than the Chinese writing, because Chinese writing, you need a lot of time. So I think some keyword of English is quite easy. So I use both. And when I take notes, I always use the table, the reflection table. So I print out a lot of reflection table, and it mentioned the vertical one is the steps. Right now it's 8 steps, 8 steps. And in the horizontal one, there are 4 focus points: vision, emotion, feelings, your body, and your meaning. So when I do the Neurographica, I always put the one sheet of the checklist on my desk. Then when I draw one step, for example, when I think of topic 1.0, then I will close my eyes to think of what situation I'm right I am now, like a body, emotion, and what image, internal vision I have. Then what's the meaning to me? So I write down very quick on the checklist. Then each step I stop and reflect myself. So it's easier to remember what your body reflects or your emotion. So when I finish my drawing, then I finish my checklist. Then I will transfer the checklist into Word. I type in the word, and I type in English. Because I learn English, I can actually my writing is good, is better than my spoken English. So writing and reading is better than my listening skill and spoken skill. So I write in English and put it in my file as a Word file. So I can match my photo, Neurographica, and together another file in a USB. I put it in the USB, especially for Neurographica. So every document, I put it in the USB. And every photo, the drawing, I put in a file together. So I can match it, because each drawing on the back, I will write down the topic, and most of the time, I write down the free writings on the back of the drawing. I didn't take another notes. I just write down on the back the date, the topic, and the free writing words. So in that case, I can always take out the file to review it. So I think it's good for people who want to take the instructor courses. Maybe you can, from the very beginning, to take this kind of notes, so that when you prepare your diploma presentation, it's quite easy. You just consolidate everything. Yeah, so this is what I have done to do my drawing. And also, when I teach the basic user courses, I ask my students to do the same thing with me. So even on the camera, in the Zoom meeting, I put my checklist aside with my drawing. So when I teach the topic 1, I ask everybody to think over the same procedure as me, so that they can have a checklist, so that they can easily to submit their homework. Yeah, so this is what I have done.
I want to take a class with you now.
It's all told by the institute, right?
Right.
Since there are 8 steps, why not you just utilize the 8 steps? And people, I cannot memorize everything during the drawing. So why not to use the checklist to help us to have the exact document of the phenomenology. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
It's fascinating to me, because really just like kind of not living too much maybe options, but to start right, learn the process the way it should be done, right? So your students learn right from the beginning.
Yes, because we want to help them to reflect all the happenings. So this is the best tool to document every moment. They have sense, they have the body sensation. Because after drawing, let them to think, they never think of every details. But when you review your checklist, it's a kind of, you go through the journey you have done with the drawing. So I think use the checklist maybe is the smartest way to do the reflection.
Smartest and the most effective one.
Right.
The way the master teaches that.
Right, because I am a process-oriented person. When I work with Hewlett-Packard computer company in my 20, 30 ages, they told us process-oriented. So every event, I have a checklist. So this is a kind of a habit I have do it for like 30, 40 years. For each new event, I will create checklist. So when I teach like Zentangle, pastel, chocolate, I always create checklists to make sure that every process I have, make sure every process is complete. So I remember one supervisor in Hewlett-Packard, he shared with me his theory about the process. He mentioned that once the process is right, never worry about the result. So that means when you think over all the processes, the result should be good. If it is not, it's not your fault because you have already think it over through the checklist. So I think we can have a worry-free exercise homework if you have the checklist. There's no worry to write any homework.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yes.
Worry to do the homework if you have the checklist.
Yeah, it's a kind of limitation people treat with the homeworks, right? Since in our childhood, I think Russian school system is also very strict, just like Chinese, I believe. Yeah, it's not like American society. So homework for us, since in our childhood, it's already a limitation.
Yep.
So when we doing the instructor's homework, people are scared and nervous about homework or to writing a diploma. But I don't have this kind of limitation, and I enjoy to do the homework because of the process already.
You've been trained to enjoy the hard work. What's the problem?
Yeah. I enjoy the homework because it's a kind of a diary, inner world diary. So I love to read, oh, what's happening in this step? How come my body sweat or something might jump my eyes? So it's very curious to develop, to explore myself. So it's a kind of amazing journey for me. So I think checklist might be my suggestion for everybody who want to have a worry-free homework anxiety.
I remember one of you ladies mentioning that the Oriental mind is well suited, if I could speak that way, for Neurographica. Could you elaborate a little bit on that?
The Oriental. Well, when I think Russian is very, you are very lucky because you belong to Europe and Asia. Yeah, for geographical speaking. But also when I see Dr. Pavel's algorithm, I feel familiar with his system. Why? Because harmony is the long term for my goal. My life goal is to pursue harmony. And Western people didn't focus on harmony. But during the whole algorithms in instructor course, I see harmony, I see connection, and I see it both yin and yang. This is our Oriental philosophy. So I feel very familiar with the Neurographica philosophy. I don't know why. This is a new method, but I already have feel very close to this system. That's because I was brought up in Orient. We Chinese always look for balance. Yeah, so we are not too sharp, but we will not too weak. We try to balance the two energies. So I think Neurographica, for me, for our Oriental people, is a very good bridge to West and the East. Yeah, because I think people like all the world and the fight, conflicts, because of that we don't understand each other, because misunderstanding. So we need more communication tool. So I always say to my students that maybe Neurographica can save the world because it's a pursue harmony. The long-term goal is that harmony brings you satisfaction. If you are a harmonious people, you feel very happy all the time. No matter the world, what's happening in the world, you still feel balanced and calm, and you have the strength to live in the world. Yeah. So I think learning Neurographica for me is very meaningful because I never know any Russian before Neurographica learning. But after I learned Neurographica, I know Russian people through the videos and through I chatted with Anna. So I feel very impressed about your national different spirit. I think you are all very serious about what you have done. You are serious about the job. Sorry. But also you have some generosity in the inner world and would like to open to communicate with the students from all over the world. It's very equal and the fair platform. So for me, the first time for me, put Moscow, Russian as my next trip destination. In my life, I never thought of I will visit Moscow. I will always visit Western world, Europe or Asian countries. But drawing the Neurographica made me think that I would like to know more about Russia. So you see, when you promote Neurographica to other countries, it's kind of bring your culture to another country. So the other countries will understand more about Russian. So it's a very meaningful, just under the drawing system, there's a big meaning and philosophy. So I can say that I know about like 10 Russian instructors right now. So it's a breakthrough for me. So I love it. And I love all the Russian instructors. Yeah.
Thank you so much. What you just said is also very, very meaningful for me, because my entire professional life been dedicated to studying law and conflict and ways of negotiating,
Mm.
not only among people, but also nations and cultures. And at some point, I felt the limitation of my legal profession. And I said, okay, well, it's not working. And I didn't quit, but I took, a big step away from it. And I started looking. It's like I told myself there has to be a better way.
Mm.
And that's
Yes.
when Neurographica magically appeared in front of me.
Yes, I believe so. Because arts can change. Arts can change the world. Especially, this is a harmonious tool. So we use the soft skill to influence other people to solve the conflicts. I have a metaphor to compare with the strengths. Neurographical is like a sun, the big sun in the universe. When you want to other people to take off the jacket, the sun works. It's just there and make you want to feel warm. I want to take off my jacket. But like a power, big power, like a wind, the wind comes, you want to close your jacket, right? So for me, Neurographical is just like a sun. It's just there in the universe, the cosmos, but it brings us energy. It's just there. We just practice. Then when you feel warm, you will take off your jacket to well accept the results. Yeah. So we can draw a sun representing the Neurographica.
We should do that and send it to Pavel so he can receive a very heartfelt, I don't want to call it feedback, but that message that he will interpret through the image that you describe, because that's, I can relate to the generosity of sun, because it's so bright and it's so potent with energy that it cannot help but to keep sharing with the whole universe.
Yes.
And
Yes.
all we have to do is really to be open to receive.
Yes.
And feel ourselves like batteries with that energy. Feel until we cannot hold it any longer, and then we become the generators of that knowledge and the joy, right?
Yes. Each instructor is a small sun. So we have a sun inside of us, in our belly. So we have, like you said, we have battery. That's the energy from the sun, the big sun. So we are small suns.
We have like a solar Neurographica solar system now.
Oh, yes, 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 yes. Just like a constellation. We are solar system. Yes. Yes. Uh-huh.
Well, I've heard your dreams. You mentioned that you'd like to visit Russia, meet people in person, I'm assuming, do a big event, conference, keep learning. It's
Yes. It's when I saw the Facebook about the people drawing together in a big paper, I really want to join as a part of it. After the COVID-19 is over, I would like to plan a trip, especially to schedule our Neurographica, like a conference, big conference in Russia. So I would like to participate as one of them to draw with everybody. So not only sightseeing, yeah, but the main purpose for me to join, participate, the big event together. It's kind of a united Neurographica world.
Hopefully for that reason, I'll be able to go back and interpret for all of us so we can speak the same language and feel connected to the big community.
Yes, Because for us, we don't have to speak Russian, but we can use the language of Neurographica together. I think we know each other.
Yeah, we already decided we speak Neurographica here.
Oh, really? This year?
Yeah.
But
well, you and I mean, we use English just to make it maybe more.
Yes, that's right.
Here for other people that will be watching this recording, but we all speak Neurographica.
Yeah, and I welcome people who speak Mandarin and English. Maybe try that. Whoever has bilingual skill techniques, you can share this beautiful tool, this beautiful method to the people you know. Yeah, so that you can influence more people to bring a more harmonious life together.
Yeah, and with your help and your generous son of your own, I think that the number of people that is drawing Neurographica will exponentially grow.
Yeah, yes. And I already scheduled the regular basic user courses through the whole year. Yeah. So my last teaching workshop will be in December. I already scheduled the time and dates. Yeah. Just keep on going, follow the process. And I have to say that once you learn the instructor course, if you teach, you will learn more through the teaching. Because when I never know that I have the ability that I can teach and I can draw and I can reflect three things together in one time. I never thought of this. But when I teach, use the checklist, I think, oh, amazing. I can teach and speak to the students, then I can also reflect myself. How come I can not two things, but three things together? So I surprise myself and I feel very happy for myself too. So I encourage every instructor, try to teach, no matter one person or several students, you just teach the process to see, and the miracle will happen.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you so much. And for some reason, I have a strong feeling that we'll be having another round of interviews a few months down the road when you will have, and your cohort will have experience supervising and teaching others. And I'm looking forward to hearing more aha moments and what have you learned in that new role, in the new phase of your Neurographica journey as a supervisor. So
yes, I look forward to it. Yeah, just as I said, this is the first step of the thousands miles journey. It's just a very new beginning. So I also look forward to my long journey in the future.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited for you. I'm excited for us. And more than anything, I'm excited for those people that are your students.
Yes. Yeah. So I hope everyone has a harmonious heart inside and try to draw Neurographica.
On this beautiful note, I would like to thank you, and until we meet again.
Yeah, thank you, Anna, for this opportunity. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Lauren.